blush brush. Look at how pink that is. Wait, also, I think this is really pretty because then, like, the color of my makeup brush is like a shimmery pink. I think it's pretty. Yay. Okay. What's the line that gets the best audience reaction? Howard line, there's definitely a, when it's like, oh my god, wait, Catherine, are you sure you want to sit this one out? Oh, we don't mind if you want to sit this one out. You must be so exhausted from all those backing vocals. That one is always like a, ooh. Yeah. How do the shows work when y'all have to take the curtain down before y'all come on stage? How do the shows work when you have to take the curtain? Oh, I think you mean, okay, we call this the kabuki curtain. Okay, so if you've seen Six the Musical, there's a big purple curtain that goes at the beginning. So, in a normal show, that happens kind of at the it's on, okay, it's under, and then at the end it's live. That's when it opens. However, it's a very light silk kabuki curtain. So, in our show, oh wait, that's not what I'm supposed to do. Okay, I'm gonna save this water over here. Okay, so now we're getting into this is my powder brush. This is gonna be disgusting. It's gonna be gross. Are you ready? Ooh. Ah, ew. So since we travel to different theaters, the air current, the air conditioning situation, really impacts the kabuki curtain. So sometimes, literally, like, we're standing with our backs to the audience for the divorce, beheaded, and it's like the curtain is just going, and you're just like, ah, and then you kind of have to do one of these to, like, move the curtain to go, beheaded, and then you kind of have to move the curtain along so you can get to live. So yeah, so it basically, every theater, we figure out the air situation, and if the air is going to blow the curtain to where it's a bad place, then we do the kabuki curtain earlier so it doesn't interfere with us at all. That was a very long-winded answer, but I hope that makes sense. You know, kabuki curtain, it's 3,000-year-old technology, probably more, and yet air conditioning can really screw with it. Maybe last night with my brother. Oh, yay! So nice to meet you. The stage door here has been really lovely. Everyone's really kind. How do you maintain vocal health while touring? Great question. Honestly, the biggest thing for me is that I need to live alone. I need to live alone because if I'm with anyone, I will be talking to them. Especially my beautiful friends, because now we're all like in love with each other and it's really hard for me to shut up. So living alone, I just go home, I hang out with the TV or whatever, and just like the vocal rest of being alone is half the battle for me, truly. I don't really go out because the loudness of a bar is just so... Okay, we're about to do the grossest one. Are you ready? This is the foundation brush. I just put more soap in there. What? Yeah, the loudness of a bar, it's just like within 10 minutes, I'm just like overblown my voice. So not going to loud places. Like if my family comes, I'm like, we're gonna pick the quietest restaurant or get food to go back to your house. Like anything like that is better than a loud restaurant. The other thing is humidity. I think, you know, I've lived in New York for 5 years now. New York is really humid, which is annoying because it's muggy and gross, but you don't realize how nice that is. First of all, New York is at sea level and it's humid. So like that's really helpful for your air and your voice situation. For example, like doing 6 in really high altitude, like Mexico City, would be a very, very different experience because there's like zero oxygen. So when we opened in Vegas, look at how disgusting that is. Like, come on, isn't that fierce? I love it. The biggest shock was that like I was drinking so much water and I felt like it would just go right through me and like not hydrate anything. So the first thing was adding a significant amount of electrolytes. I just feel like I felt like a pregnant woman. Like I needed to drink pickle juice. Like I just wasn't getting enough salt and electrolytes. So I've been making an effort to have at least one a day, kind of like my vitamins, and to have salt when I need it, which is a lot. So I like salty foods, pickles, olives, things like that. And the other thing now is that I travel a full-size humidifier, not even a travel humidifier, and I point it right at my mouth when I'm asleep, and I sleep like literally inhaling the steam. And actually, I think that's really good. Yes, I do take 1,000,000 vitamins a day. I don't take all of them every day, but I just have them with me in case I need them. So yeah, it's just very helpful to wake up, and you know, like when you wake up and the first like swallow of the day hurts because you're so dry. Well, if you sleep inhaling steam the whole day, the whole night, it doesn't hurt. It feels great. And then you're not playing catch up with your hydration. So the humidifier, like every night I'm like, oh, I don't want to fill it up because it's like a heavy thing of water that I have to carry, but I make myself do it. It's annoying, but I just, especially for like a matinee, like tonight I have to use it because we have a 1 p.m. tomorrow, and there's no way I can drink enough water between I wake up at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. to do the show. Does that make sense? And then finally, the last thing that has helped a lot is the Sour Patch Kids. I know it's like a meme at this point. Everyone gets me Sour Patch Kids, but like I just have like a nervous dry mouth situation. So the Sour Patch Kids really help. And also my blood sugar gets really low on stage sometimes. Like by the time it's like, you know, we're halfway through the show. Sometimes like when we stand up after Par's song, I'm like, whoa, like I start seeing stars. So the Sour Patch Kids really help just to like keep my blood sugar not down. Which sometimes I wonder if that's like spiking my blood sugar too much, but also like I don't know what to do about it. Because if I can't eat too much before the show, because then I feel like I want to puke. So we're figuring it out, but I feel like I'm getting to a good level with it. Anyway, so now we're doing the second round of cleaning. So now this is gonna get a little more interesting. So I like to leave the soap on them so that they have like a little time to, you know, sit and think about what they did. And then once I do the second wash, what I do is grab it, and then on a towel I just kind of rub it. Wait, let me show you. We go like that. See? Just kind of go like that. Don't destroy the brush, but you just want to get the gunk off, because, you know, you have to. I almost feel like it's like the soap is like the chemical clean, and then the towel is the physical clean. You know what I mean? Okay, great. There we go. This one's gonna be gross. Are you ready? Look at that. This one's gonna be very satisfying. Ew. 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 See, and it still has gunk on it. Okay. More questions. What's the goofiest thing an audience member has said? Yesterday, Sydney as Par said, so we're stuck. And someone from the back of the room went, yeah, you are! And then the whole audience was like, oh. That was goofy, because, I don't know, it was kind of dumb. But it made us laugh. That was not annoying. My favorite one is one time in the show stop, you know, like when we go and we're like thinking about like, oh my god, we're stuck. Someone yelled, what if you sing about what makes you different? It was like a tiny little voice. Beth Penny, hi! Okay, great. Yes, R.I.P. this towel. For sure. But no, these are the towels that the company like travels for us and like washes for us so we can have clean towels in our dressing room. So it's okay. This is what I use this for. Sometimes I take these home and I do them at home. But I haven't washed these since I got COVID, which was in Nashville, which was a long time ago. Ew, gross. Favorite part about the show today? The matinee. The matinee. Erin was on a Seymour today, and the way she does her monologue is really touching and sweet, and like she really takes her time. I think she's very good at like letting each thought land, and I think her Seymour is really like smart and good at keeping the conflict of Seymour of like, I know that he was a bad guy, but I loved him, and I just have to be honest about that. And I think you can really see her holding the weight of both of those realities in the monologue. So yeah, I love that. I love when I get to watch my friends do different. I've been feeling that a lot too with because Cecilia was on a Seymour last night, and this is my favorite Cecilia Seymour moment. Her Holbein dance. I keep forgetting to tell her this. Her Holbein dance is like this. So when we travel, she literally does this. It's like, it's the stupidest. Oh god, it makes me laugh. Mine's just this. I kept it simple. But yeah. Hee hee hee. Saw you in Dallas and can't wait to see you in Cleveland. I'm excited about Cleveland because we get to be there for a whopping 5 weeks. So that's like the longest stop we're gonna have, which is fierce. So I'm excited about that. Okay, I'm gonna leave this one soaking in water on its own. Think about what you did. Boil! Because that one has a lot of glue on it and glitter. See, and now they're painted. Like, this is a clean one. This is a dirty one. See? Sorry. Intrusive thoughts. How do you think the drama would be if the queens lived in the same house? Okay, wait. I think about this all the time. Because, like, the truth is, Six is a musical about 6 ghosts or like souls meeting in some, liminal space, whatever you want to call it, here and now, or I like it to be purgatory, but that's not canon. And I think, they get together and they're like, you know what? All the humans back on Earth are comparing us and we hate that, so how do we teach them a lesson? So I like the idea of them. Hi, Zanny baby. I like the idea of them being like a theater troupe, like a little, they are their own stage manager, choreographer, director, writer. Like the 6 of them are the ones that make the show. So I like the idea of Par being like the director, who's always, I feel like the creative vision of it is like definitely like a Par situation, which is why at the end she's like, the one that gets to kind of turn the story around. I think Howard is giving very like smart-ass stage manager, because you feel like for example, like at the end of No Way and at the end of Don't Lose Your Head, Howard is the one that is like, okay, but didn't you actually die? Like, let's move the story forward. And I think that's interesting from Howard's perspective. I think Cleves is the choreographer, obviously. She's got the most swag. I think Seymour is the one that keeps the peace, because obviously there's fights. I have this idea. This is like so not canon. This is such a stretch. I have a feeling like at some point Howard and Aragon had like a fling, because they're like, you know, so at odds with each other. I think they have like such like a power. Yes, Bolin is the costume designer. I love that. They have such like a power struggle in a way. Obviously Howard and Cleves are girlfriends, because that's canon. Okay, wow, this cup sucks. This cup sucks. Oh, ew. Okay, wait, sorry. Pause. Oh, I know why. It's because I'm pressing on the bottom of the thing. But anyway, Catherine Howard and Catherine of Aragon used to date, and then they broke up. So I think in like true lesbian fashion, they're just in constant weird war, where they're, you know, it's like either you're best friends or you're like mortal enemies. I think that's so funny. But now Howard and Cleves are dating. That's why they have so much of their little thingy things. Because also it is like historically a thing that people say, I mean, who knows, but that because they knew each other, they had like a thing. I choose to believe it because it's more fun. And then that's also why Aragon and Cleves have like a lot of this. And then obviously Howard and Bolin are like cousins who are just so annoyed with each other because they're always the most compared. I think that's really fun. I think that's what I love about me and Zan's relationship in the stage, because it's like we treat each other so badly, and then like 2 seconds later we're like, thank you baby, I love you, you know. Like it's so sisters, it's so psycho. It's like me with my brother, where it's like he's the only person I've ever physically hit, and also I'm like, ride or die bro, ride or die. In the first drafts of the show, Jane pulled Howard's ponytail and it was hilarious. Oh my god, I love that. In our version, we have Cleves pulling Howard's ponytail when Beau throws the bouquet during the wedding. That's always really fun. Okay, here we go. Here's a little rinsey poo for the foundation brush. Okay, this is gonna be the most disgusting. I hope y'all like this and you don't find it like gross. I hope you find it like exciting gross. I find it exciting gross for sure. There we go. What do people miss usually? What do people miss? I think there's just like a lot of little conversations we have off mic that are just kind of impossible to hear. I guess if you were in the front row, maybe you could hear it. One of my bad habits, sorry, is during the dance break in No Way, I make noises. Like the ha ha. I always go ha ha. And I didn't know I started doing that until we did a rehearsal the other day without the things, and I was like, oh, I've gotten into the habit of going ha ha. So things like that. When after the show stopped, when I goes, that part is like, maybe we should have a fake competition to show everyone how messed up comparing us is. Oh yeah, we could be the lead, and then we're talking about like, oh my god, that's what we should have done, the fake competition. Sydney and I are talking about it, we're like, off mic, obviously. I don't know, we just say silly things, but it's like T-Swift, or, it's a musical, or like, yeah, we could have done it with the band, they're right there. a lot of that. Jane, who is our gorgeous new Joan, always puts in the lick. It's like a jazz thing. Puts it in the show. That always cracks me up. That's like a really small musical thing, but that makes me so happy. Okay, look at how, like, this still has makeup on it. Isn't that disgusting? I hate it, but I love it. Howie, you look like a slay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, today we tried a new thing. This white is a little patchy, but from far away, it's cute. I'm trying to learn how to work with my face shape instead of trying to do other face shapes that I see, like, on Pinterest. Because, like, for example, nose contour. How do we feel? Okay, wait. Sorry, this is so, this is deep. How do we feel about, is nose contour, like, a little racist? Because I've been finding that, like, I mean, my nose isn't even that wide, but it's definitely not, like, a little model nose, you know? And I feel like it just doesn't work for me. And I think that has to do with ethnocentric, Eurocentric beauty standards? I don't know. How do we feel about it? Nose contour? Racist? Sorry, that's like a really deep topic to open up here, but it's what's on my mind. Hi, Sterling. Everyone go follow Sterling. She's the coolest. If you love music content, she's the coolest. Yes, it is. It is, right? It's like a little Ray Ray. Okay. How do you decide what nails you're going to get? Ah, great question. The reality of the nail situation is we kind of just go to wherever we are. So sometimes we are in the middle of Wisconsin and you roll up to the nearest nail salon and you're like, I want this crazy thing I saw on Instagram, and they're like, bitch, no, we can't do that. So I like to just kind of play to the strengths of the nail tech in front of me and just see what they do well and what they're excited about. So I usually have had way more success with that, because when I come in with like a specific idea, sometimes it doesn't go good. So yeah, I just try to play to the strengths of the people in front of me. But like, for example, these, now I'm in my new era. I'm a DIY queen. It's genetic. I'm Mexican, so of course I have to be. Sir, oh no, wait. Oh no, this cup is, oh no, there's like gold shit in it. Oh no, this is bad. Now I have like, ew, wait, now there's like stuff in my makeup brush. Okay, this is bad, sorry, wait, pause, I have to go dump more. Dump. Okay, I'm back. So we can't use this cup anymore. So now I gotta get all this gold shit out of my... God damn it, you guys. That's so annoying. Jesus Christ. Alright, what were we talking about? I got so distracted. What were we talking about? Weird moments in the show. Fun moments in the show. Okay, I did get it out. Okay, we're good. Ay. Oh, DIY. Oh, thank you. Okay, great. So, my first attempt to doing my own nails was, dip. Because I got so many dip ads on Instagram for that, I forget what that brand is. But you know the one, it's the one that they spam you. And I was like, that looks easy, I'll do it. No, it's not easy, it's hard. Dip is hard, don't do dip. It's hard, and you can't make them longer. And I'm a chronic, cannibalistic, self-defeating nail biter. So I need to have like slightly longer nails so that I can do this instead of this. It's like the only thing that keeps me from black swanning myself. So, I tried dip, didn't work, we're bailing on that. I think it's called like nail boo. Don't do nail boo. And then I thought, I'll just do acrylic. I took acrylic powder because I thought that would be like fierce to have black long nails. These nails looked like meteors. Like it looked like a 3D rocky patchy bump of glob. It was terrible. It's the worst nails. I didn't even take a photo of them because I was like literally so embarrassed. So don't do acrylic. And now I know there's like the poly gel thing, which is like when they put like a form and then you put the gel on top. So anything what I realize is anything that requires like sculpture, I can't do. It's just too hard, especially on my other freaking hand. So, what I landed on was Gel X. So I saw the like Gel X thing, that basically, if you don't know, Gel X is like a whole clear nail. So basically it's like doing like a stick-on nail, which I am good at those. But then you do need the light, which apparently gives you cancer. Ugh, that's the other thing. Guys, you can't win. Everything's gonna give you cancer. The chemicals, cancer. The LED light, cancer. Everything, cancer. So, it's either I eat my fingers because I'm psychotic, or I give myself cancer. So we're gonna go with cancer for now because I have to be beautiful for Six the Musical. But if you find a non-cancery way of having beautiful nails, please let me know. Pretty hurts. You got cancer from your nails. Yeah, literally. So anyway, Gel X, it's like a clear nail that you put on with a little glue that's it's like a thick, viscous nail polish. And then you put it in the light, you go like this. And really quickly, my light is this small. It's like not fancy. And it goes, and then it glues on. And they're like super stiff. And then I kind of fill in the bottom with more gel. So they're really thick, but not as thick as like a dip would be. And then I just got I got this sparkle pink color, I got black, and I got silver. That's all I got. And I can do my bisexual guitarist special, which is short left hand, long right hand, so I can play Vihuela, which I haven't been doing as much as I should. Hi Val! But yeah. So that's the nail journey. This is my first set as myself. On doing myself, I just did these like 3 days ago, and they're going great. So we'll see. But I started to look for inspo for nails. Yes, the nail situation is fun. I really have been. Can you finally shape the Gel X nails? Yes, and they melt. It's soft gel, so they like dissolve in acetone. Another reason that I'm gonna get cancer is because you gotta like stick your whole hand in like a bowl of acetone for like a long time. So that's rough. Yeah, the bisexual guitarist special. That's what you gotta get. Sydney gets it too, I'm telling you. But yeah. But it is fierce because I still feel like, I can gesture with the long hand and hold the microphone with the left hand. Sadly for all you want to do, the mic is in my right hand, except for like 4 bars. So, yes. Okay, more questions. Favorite memory from being in 6? I think there's a lot of moments that I've had with my gals, just like being on stage. Honestly, every time we sing for 5 more minutes, we're 6, and I like look at everyone and I'm like holding Sydney's hand. I don't know, I just love them so much. It's like I'm in a girl group with my best friends. It's pretty dope. So yeah, that is pretty surreal still. I think the other thing that's cool is, so I love the podcast Las Culturistas, and they ask you the question, what is the culture that made you say culture is for you? Well, doing Six the Musical and looking at the little kids in the audience, I literally feel like I see them have the moment where, like, Six the Musical is telling them, this is the culture, this is for you. You know what I mean? Like, that, seeing that moment happen when we're like, welcome to the show, and they're like when we sing the chorus for the first time in Ex-Wives, you see people's, like, jaws drop. That is priceless. You just don't get that with a lot of other, like, no one's ever, like, gone to see, I mean, I was about to say, no one's ever seen Parade, and, like, that's a lie, that's me. I just saw Parade, you guys, it was so good. What was I saying? I love that y'all stage door as much as you can ways outside of Broadway. Yeah, honestly, the stage door situation is great, because here it's chill. On Broadway, it's psychotic. I think the New York stage door, and I say this as someone that stage doored, I've had, like, really formative experiences talking to very, very generous, kind actors at stage doors, so I know how much of an impact it can have. Like, to me, getting to thank people, hi Nicholas, getting to thank people in person after, like, I've seen them do a show has been, like, really nice. So I like that a lot. I think where it gets hard sometimes, and I'm really conscious of that with, we have young fans that, like, drive from very far away to come see us, especially on tour. There's just some nights where you're just exhausted. And being outside in the cold and talking to 40 people is just, like, it's exactly what's gonna make tomorrow's show not possible. So sometimes I feel like I have to sacrifice face-to-face time with the fans tonight to be able to give the fans tomorrow a good show. And that's a hard decision, but I think I'm getting better at, like, having grace with myself and being patient and being like, that's okay. They will be fine. Because what you gave them was a show, and the people tomorrow deserve a good show. And also, like, at the end of the day, the stage door thing is extra credit. It's not necessarily part of the job. So, yeah. What's funny is I just had a vacation, so I went to New York and I saw a bunch of shows, and first of all, I forget that musicals are 3 hours. That's psychotic. No one should ever, again, like, from here on, no musical should be 3 hours. We should really stop that. 'Cause 6 is the perfect length. And, like, I saw Kimberly Akimbo, I saw New York, Parade, and Sweeney. All of those shows are really long. And I was like, wow, I can't imagine getting to the theater an hour and a half early, doing a 3-hour show, and then doing another 30 minutes of stage dooring. Like, that's a really long work day. And you're in Midtown Manhattan with Psycho Cuckoo Bananas Midtown crazies, as well as, like, a lot of fans, because the stage door is really exposed on Broadway because it's, like, right there. So anyway, it just gave me, like, a better appreciation of the fact that on tour, the neighborhoods we get to play are a lot more friendly, and the stage doors tend to be way more quiet, personable, kind. It's just, like, a better experience. One day when I'm on Broadway. Oh, look at that! Wow, it just melted. Remember how gross that brush was? Wait, look at how pretty this water is. Look at how pretty the water is. I love it. Wow. Do all theaters have a stage door? Yeah, because you never enter through the front. Because often, by the time I get to the theater, there's already people seeing the show, and it's really awkward to be like, hi! I hate it. Sometimes, well, no, I don't hate it. It just stresses me out when I get to the theater and I'm, like, still, like, I just woke up and people are already, like, dressed and ready to see the show. That's funny. Okay. We're doing great. I'm gonna go dump Pisha one more time, and then we're gonna do the final rinse. Whee! Do you stage door after a matinee? I don't know. Today I didn't. Tomorrow I probably won't. I don't know. I don't really plan things that far ahead. I'm a very, like today I wasn't planning to do a thing, but I knew I needed to wash my makeup brushes, so I was like, let me just stay at the theater, wash the makeup brushes now, because I already have my makeup on, so they can dry overnight for tomorrow, and they'll be dry by tomorrow at 1 a.m. Like, you know what I mean? It's just very, I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants, so I never know when I'm gonna stay. I try to listen to my body in the moment. The night I got COVID, I really almost, I knew I felt sicky, you know, when you're like, am I tired or am I getting sick? And I almost stage doored, and I almost went out with the crew, and I listened to my body, and I was like, let me go home because I'm starting to feel a little tickle. And then literally the next morning I woke up to the call and I had COVID. So I was like fierce that I listened to my body, because I would have given COVID to however many children and however many crew members of my family that I would have. Your body knows what's up. If you could talk to Catherine Howard, what would you ask her? Well, first question, what is your favorite Six merch? I really like this jacket now that I've cropped it. I didn't like the long. I didn't like the long. Oh, the socks. The socks say, like, on this foot it says 6, and on this foot it says socks. I think that's cute. I haven't bought them yet, but Jana has them, and I love when she wears them. They make me laugh. Y'all need more stickers. I agree. Do you share a dressing room there? Yes, I share with Amina, but Amina has been gone with her family for a couple days, and she's coming back tonight, so she'll be back today. But yeah, Amina and I share a dressing room, and it's fierce. I love her. What else? I feel like, oh yeah, if you could talk to Catherine Howard. You know what's funny? I know this is like so woo-woo, I'm so sorry. When I found out I got the show, it was in like June, and I had planned a trip to Europe that summer because I wanted to go to Berlin because I just finished doing cabaret. So I was like, well, if I'm gonna be in Europe, let me swing by London. So I went to London. I went to Hampton Court Palace, and that's where she like lived with Henry. And there's like a hallway where apparently once she found out she was going to be killed, when Henry got mad at her and shit, apparently she like tried to escape and go talk to him. She didn't get to talk to him. The guards stopped her, so she never got to actually like see Henry again or like plead her case at all. Which is referenced in the show when Catherine Vergara was like, when Henry decided he had enough of me, he didn't even have the decency to say goodbye, and then I say same. So yeah, you just heard like, hey, your husband is gonna get you killed, bye, and then you never get to like talk to him ever again. That's what happened to Catherine. So that hallway where she like supposedly ran down the hallway like screaming, pleading for her life, I went there, and they say it's like haunted, it's her ghost, and like I don't know if I believe in ghosts necessarily, but I was like, this is as close as it's gonna get for me to talk to her. So I just kind of like stood there, and I like felt her energy, and I really tried to visualize what it must have felt like to be like this like tiny scared person. And I just told her like, I'm sorry they did that to you, and like you didn't deserve that. I think the biggest thing with sexual assault victims is even in modern times, a lot of people like internalize that and think it's their own fault. So back then, I'm sure she internalized it and thought it was her fault. I think Six has a very like modern outlook on it, and I think that's good for the show. But like, I don't know if she knew that the way she was treated was not her fault. And I would tell her, that's what I would tell her. She'd be like, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. People took advantage of you. You did your best. Like people failed you. And I'm sorry. And to tell her now, hey, in the 21st century, we are trying to fix that. I don't know. I also feel there's a part of me that is like, if I could actually talk to someone from 1500s, I would actually feel like kind of ashamed at the fact that we haven't fixed it. Like if I was like, now modern day sexual assault victims feel a little bit more contextualized in their trauma, I think she would be like, what the fuck, there's still sexual assault? Like, why? So yeah, that's my long answer. But, how do you feel when playing her, considering it's a heartbreaking story? The wonderful thing about Six is that, especially being on tour, is like, I actually feel like speaking truth to power, like all the jokes I get to say about it, like, turns out some guys just employ women to get them into their private chambers. Haha, it was a different time back then. You know, like, I feel like I really get to let out my anger by saying that, because when I really think about it, it makes me, wanna scream. But I hope that there's like a little drop in the bucket for that. This is super dark. I shouldn't say this. Sometimes I think about the fact that, like, not only are there sexual assault victims in the audience, but there's probably sexual assault perpetrators in the audience. And when I think about that, my brain goes to a really dark, scary place. So I try to not think about that a lot, because then it just blocks me up and then I become too angry. But that's actually, ever since I had that intrusive thought, that's been harder. TBH. But that's also like a fact of life. You never know. You never know who's a victim, and you never know who's a perpetrator. I think the biggest thing for me as an actor is the fact that I have spent time in the pandemic. I took a lot of intimacy coordinator workshops online, which, if anyone is interested, I have a reel about it. There's amazing resources if you're interested in taking like a one-day workshop about it. Basically, I learned that the biggest thing is there's a difference between uncomfortable and unsafe. So, doing Catherine Howard, for me, is uncomfortable, but it is not unsafe. As in, I, at this point in my life, do not have any, like, glaring trauma that can be instantly triggered on stage. Thank God. Sometimes I think we're very like, you know, like, the person with the most accurate lived experience should be the one to tell the story. I think in some situations that's true. For example, like an immigrant story, something like that, where it's like, yeah, if you've lived through this, you have the tools to tell this. But I think with things that are this intense, like someone that has actually really lived exactly through what Catherine Howard lived through, unless they've really fucking processed it and done all the therapy, I think they would actually be kind of like a hard choice as an actor to do it. Because I think if this was really triggering for me personally, it would be a little too real, and then I could go to an unsafe place during the show where my, you know, primal brainstem amygdala fight or flight situation triggers, and then you just like are not there anymore because it's just your animal brain. I don't know, I think about that a lot. One of my intimacy coordinator teachers used to say, like, if she's someone that had dealt with losing a child, so she was like, for me, I could never play Medea. Like, she could never do that because that is too real for her, too triggering, too close to home, and that would be not uncomfortable, that would be like categorically unsafe for her to go there. Whereas maybe someone else who has empathy for it and has maybe like some sort of loss in their life, but not necessarily losing a child, would be able to play that role in a better way because they could become the character rather than just being like fight or flight, and have their brain break. Because, you know, you can PTSD yourself for a film because you just got to do it that one day, but you can't be PTSDing yourself for a theater. This shit is too hard. So yeah. I guess what I'm saying is I can do the show because my personal experience with misogyny is such that I really understand it and I really empathize, but thank God it is not triggering to me to play the role every day. And the brilliance about this is that it's very symbolic. Like, there is no actual sexual assault taking place on stage. That would be like, you know, if like Zan put on a beard and like got on top of me, you know, like that doesn't happen in our show. That's not how it's staged. It's all symbolic, metaphorical. Even like the way the choreography is, it's like representations of the hands, but it's still like a dance move. So that also keeps it really safe. And the fact that like, even from day one, like I just felt so utterly safe with these girls that I just love and keep me really... Aline, do you sing enough C or enough C? I hope I sing enough C. I don't know. What's the difference? The pause between enough and C, or the S versus Z sound? Because that is really hard for me in English. Like the difference between precedent and president. Precedent, like the precedent set a precedent for that action. That's really hard for me. So if that's what you're talking about, I don't know. I don't know. Personal experience being bullied. Yeah, I know. The bullying it sucks. I actually, Abby, if I may, that whole of like, oh, the boys only bully you because they like you. I hate that shit. I hate that. Anyone that ever says that to you, like, oh, they're just bullying you because they like you. Fuck that. I hate that. No. That's like setting such a foundation for like, love is pain. No. Ugh, I hate it. So if anyone's telling you that, tell them to shut up and rethink their life choices. But yes, I am sorry that you go through that. Would you play Satine in Moulin Rouge? Yes. Literally, yes. Dream. First of all, costumes. Second of all, I think it's like everything I do well, I think, is in Satine. I think I might be a little young for it. I feel like usually they cast it a little bit older, but I don't know. We'll see. I would love to. I already have my hashtag. It would be Satine Aline, obviously. Hashtag. So yes, I am ready. Call me. I will only do it with Connor Ryan, the love of my life. Favorite mishap from the show. Okay, yeah. Favorite mishap from the show. Oh. My first show back after vacation, I went, Music Man tried it on, and I was like, bye. So I thought, who needs him? I can give it a try. I learned everything. Now I know everything. And I'll do that until I die. And then I like hung my head in shame, and I went. And of course, Amina looked at me and was like, yeah. So I said, I learned everything, now I know everything. And it was bad. Then they roasted me about that for like 4 days. But isn't the hands shaking, grabbing on you representing the sexual assault? Yes. No, that's what I'm saying, is like, it's representative of it, but it isn't actually it. Like, the difference between like, I hope this is making sense. This is representative in that, like, I am Catherine Howard as dead, alive, zombie, ghost pop star telling you about her life story. She's in control. She wrote the song. It's a fake competition. The friends are helping her represent it, but we are all in on the fact that it is a representation to manipulate the audience so that Catherine Howard wins the competition. As opposed to a musical that would go, Act 1, Henry VIII enters, and then you have an actor playing like, hello, I'm Henry VIII. Hello, Catherine of Aragon. How are you? And then you watch Henry VIII like divorce Catherine of Aragon, and then you know what I mean? And then by the time like Catherine Howard shows up, you have the actor playing Henry VIII like doing whatever he would do to sexually assault Catherine Howard. That is not what is happening. That is a very, you know, that would be like a very traditional, chronological, Aristotelian play of the Six Wives of Henry VIII, but that is not what we're doing. We're doing a concept musical. So it's conceptual. The hands are representing how everyone is her. Exactly. You know, like, yeah. In Phantom, would you rather play Christine or Carlotta? I want to play Carlotta, because MILF, with my friend Emily Kawachu as Christine Daae. I love that. Emily Kawachu was in my production of Passing Strange that I directed in college, so basically I discovered her. And Sydney, hi Sydney! Yeah, basically, I have a great eye for talent. Yay. Okay, my friend showed me Six, and all you want to do already knew was about Pride. Yeah, no, it's really intense. Oh, earlier someone said the thing about the laughing. Okay, here's the thing. Like 2 months ago, I was having a really hard time with the fact that a lot of people laugh at the hands here, and it was making me really mad. And like, to be completely honest, it was kind of fucking with me as a human being. Like, I was leaving the theater being like furious and honestly triggered. Like, that, it was getting to me. And then I talked to our associate choreographer Taylor about it, and she was like, I think it's like people's trauma response, because they're not expecting it. And especially because in the play, the way this goes is Catherine Howard comes in and is like, joke, 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 joke. And the whole song, it's like, I sing a little bit and then a joke. I sing a little bit, double entendre, joke. Like, everything is stand-up comedy for Catherine Howard. So then, you know, when this happens and the music stops, they think it's another joke, because the expectation that we've set up is laugh, 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 laugh. So it's literally like rule of threes. You know, it's like the third time that she's like, and it's the change, which is, I think, now that I understand it like that theatrically, I think it's playing with the subversion of the expectation, because what you have to remember is all of you are crazy, crazy musical theater 6 fans, so you know what's gonna happen. But try to remember, like, if this was the first time you were seeing 6 and you were like, oh, the pink one, she's making me laugh, she's got all the jokes. And then some, you know, and then the show ends, and, or the song stops, and you're like, ha, what? And then that's the moment where, like, her heart breaks and it's uncomfortable. I don't know. I think now I understand where it's coming from for people that don't know the show. They think it's going to be a joke, but it's the first time that I think, I mean, we can argue about whether Catherine Howard, the performer, is the, like, Catherine Howard, the pop star, is in control of that moment, or if, like, Catherine Howard, the historical figure, takes over for the pop star. Because I kind of sometimes think about them in different situations. Sydney says, it's tough people being uncomfortable. I've been in audiences when people laugh when Tony gets shot. And what's the story? Yes, no, exactly. I think an uncomfortable laugh is a valid response. It's weird. It used to really bother me. I think now I'm just letting the audience have the experience that they have. It's, at least for me, it's making it better. At the end of your song, the theater for me was like dead silence. After like 20 seconds, everyone started clapping. Yeah, sometimes it's just dead silence. You know, it really depends. I feel like it depends. Some audiences, it really also depends on the theater. Like the really, really, really big theaters we have, as long as someone starts the applause, they'll clap. But I think in smaller theaters, and especially when it's like at the beginning of the week where it's subscribers, so it's like the old people that love theater and they've never seen Six before, they're like shocked. Like they don't clap. So yeah, it just, It just represents. It just depends, is what I'm saying. I'm really dense and usually have to... Not dense! I'm really dense, you usually have to try to work and say going blind 8 to 7. Yeah, for sure, me too. I think the first time I watched the bootleg, don't tell anyone, whatever. First time I saw 6, it was a bootleg, shocking. And I was so affected by that moment. I was so affected by it. It's just like, well, how do you feel when the music stops? Because I really do wonder how people... to be completely honest, some shows I'm so in it. Some shows I'm thinking, get your breath under control because you're about to go for the crazy thing. Like, it really depends on how I'm feeling that day, which is cool. That's how I keep myself interested. I've also seen people laugh when the MC comes out in his striped pajamas. Yes, that's a perfect example. Cabaret is full of those moments. When she's talking about the abortion, when she's talking about being pregnant, you get some weird... Oh, perfect example. When I was doing Cabaret, there's a scene where she goes, I'm pregnant. Okay? It's like set up that she's like beating around the bush and then finally she just blurts it out like, I'm pregnant. I was doing it summer of last year when the abortion ban Roe v. Wade thing happened. So literally before the Roe v. Wade thing happened, it was like, I'm pregnant. Haha. The audience would be like, that's the reveal? Haha. The day that the Roe v. Wade thing happened, it was like, I'm pregnant. You could hear a pin drop. It was like everyone stopped breathing. It got like audibly quieter. It was crazy. And that's just because the world changed that day. So what I'm saying is, audience reactions really change. Anyway, so yeah, in that whole, what I'm feeling, lately what I've been playing with is like, you know, she's talking to Thomas, who's chill, and then suddenly it's like the Legally Blonde, the Callahan hit on me moment. Like the movie Legally Blonde, you know, she's like sitting on the couch next to him, and then like the hand comes on the thigh, and she's like, what? And you just see her like process it, and then suddenly this person that you thought was a friend becomes a foe.
How are you?
Hi! I'm on Instagram Live.
Oh
my god. Best day of my life.
Who put gushers here?
I don't know.
Oh my god, someone loves me.
Someone loves you.
Introducing contestant number 7,
Oh,
Zan Berube.
Oh my god, wait, I'm on
Your
live.
platform is the Arts Matter. Oh, hi. This is my gown full of yellow.
The arts
Are you
do
guys
matter. I
From
guess I
STEM
have to
to
now.
STEAM.
What does that mean?
Turning STEM and then adding the arts to make it STEAM. Instead of
Oh!
science, technology, engineering, and math, you should have arts in there too.
I love that. Oh my
I'm
god.
not flashing anyone.
Okay. You look so cute.
How are you?
All right. Well, anyway, I have to go because I have to go eat. Anyway, I hope this was
Busy.
interesting. We got the brushes cleaned. Love you all.
I had a really bad
Have a good night.
day.
No.